The lights inside the SK Arena in St. Petersburg dim just enough to let anticipation breathe. And in that charged silence, the weight of the evening settles heavily over the crowd. This is the final contest of the night, the show closer, the moment everyone has waited for. The air hums with expectation, thick with the promise of violence, pride, and legacy. Heavy impact. That's the tagline they gave this fight, and it feels almost understated when two super heavyweights stand on opposite sides of the ring, each carrying a story forged through years of punishment and persistence. The crowd roars as music echoes through the arena, reverberating off concrete walls and steel beams, as if the building itself understands what's about to unfold. In the black corner stands Murad Khalidov, undefeated, dangerous, and mysterious. 10 fights, 10 wins, 10 knockouts. A perfect professional record, but one marked by an 11-and-a-half-year absence from traditional boxing. A long exile spent in the brutal, unforgiving world of bare-knuckle fighting. His presence alone radiates menace, a man hardened by chaos, scars earned the hard way, eyes calm like someone who has already accepted pain as a companion. Across the ring, Sergei Kuzmin cuts a different figure. Calm, calculated, decorated, a veteran of elite amateur boxing, a European champion, a silver medalist, a man who has shared the ring with the very best heavyweights on the planet. 22 professional fights, 19 victories, and 14 knockouts, numbers that tell only part of his story. Kuzmin has been tested by monsters, by world-level operators, and though he's tasted defeat, he's never been broken. This isn't just a fight, it's a collision of paths, experience versus ferocity, structure versus chaos, the science of boxing against the raw violence of survival. As the referee calls both men forward, the arena rises as one. This isn't just the end of a card, this is a reckoning. Sergei Kuzmin's journey reads like a blueprint for boxing excellence. Raised through the rigorous discipline of the Russian amateur system, he learned early that success is earned through repetition, sacrifice, and control. European champion, national champion, a man who boxed at every level, who fought under bright lights and silent arenas alike, who stood toe-to-toe with names like Martin Piccole and Michael Hunter, men who hit like freight trains and think like chess masters. Kuzmin's losses came only at the highest tier, and never once was he stopped. His reputation is built on durability, intelligence, and a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you've already survived the worst. Murad Khalidov's story is different, rawer, rougher, shaped by detours and darkness. He burst onto the professional scene with frightening efficiency, knocking out every man who stood in front of him. Then life intervened. Years away from boxing, years spent fighting bare-knuckle, where gloves don't cushion mistakes, and pain is immediate and unforgiving. In that world, hesitation gets punished, and fear doesn't survive long. Khalidov didn't just endure it, he thrived. He became sharper, meaner, more comfortable in chaos. Now at 37, he returns to the ropes not as a prospect but as a threat. This fight isn't about youth or hype. It's about who has more left, who wants it more, and who can impose their will when exhaustion creeps in. For Kuzmin, this is about reaffirming his place among the elite, proving that experience still matters. For Khalidov, it's about reclaiming a future once promised, about announcing himself to a division that may not want him, but cannot ignore him. 2 Russians, 2 heavyweights, 2 philosophies, 1 ring. The opening bell slices through the noise, and immediately there is no feeling out process, no tentative probing. Kuzmin steps lightly on his toes, working behind a stiff jab, targeting the body before snapping shots upstairs. Khalidov answers instantly, compact and explosive, stepping inside with sword-like left-right combinations, turning short uppercuts and hooks through tight gaps. The sound of punches landing echoes like gunshots, each connection drawing gasps from the crowd. Kuzmin's experience shows in his movement, his angles, his patience, but Khalidov refuses to be discouraged. He punches when Kuzmin punches, crowding him, forcing exchanges in the trenches. By the end of the first round, both men have tasted leather, and neither has blinked. The second round erupts with even more intensity. Khalidov times Kuzmin dipping to the body and clips him with a hook upstairs, a reminder that greed gets punished at heavyweight. Kuzmin absorbs it, fires back, but something has shifted. Khalidov's short shots, those compact stealing punches, are finding their mark. Body shots thud into ribs, hooks graze chins, and the pace is relentless. This is no sparring session. This is a war being written in real time. Kuzmin tries to reset behind the jab, but Khalidov stalks, presses, and refuses to give ground. The crowd senses it. This isn't going 8 rounds quietly. This is 2 men testing each other's will, and the margin for error is razor thin. By the 3rd round, the fight has settled into a brutal rhythm. Kuzmin looks to assert control, digging to the body, trying to slow the pressure, but Khalidov answers every attempt with punishment of his own. Short jabs through the middle, hooks downstairs, uppercuts that snap heads back. Khalidov is relentless, and his lack of height works to his advantage, slipping under shots and firing straight through the center. Kuzmin lands clean at times, a solid right uppercut here, a ripping hook there, but Khalidov bites down and comes forward unfazed, almost energized by the exchanges. In the 4th, the fight becomes a trench battle, chest to chest, forearms grinding, both men lean, punch, and dig deep into their reserves. Kuzmin briefly switches stances, searching for answers, but Khalidov keeps coming, hammering the body, doubling Kuzmin over with thudding shots that sap strength. The arena is on its feet now, roaring at every exchange. This is heavyweight boxing at its rawest. No retreat, no compromise. By the halfway mark, fatigue is beginning to whisper, swelling appears, and the cost of every exchange is written on their faces. Yet neither man yields. Pride won't allow it. The 5th round becomes the pivot point. Kuzmin, the consummate professional, senses change. He notices Khalidov breathing heavier, mouth slightly open, rhythm disrupted. Instinct takes over. Kuzmin targets the body with renewed purpose, thumping shots into the ribs, forcing Khalidov to work harder for every breath. A mouthpiece dislodged, a fleeting glance to the corner, tiny signs, but at this level, they matter. Kuzmin presses, shoulders his man, applies veteran tactics, and for the first time, Khalidov is forced backward. The crowd reacts, sensing the shift. Kuzmin's confidence grows, his punches flow, and for a moment, it looks like experience is turning the tide. Khalidov, though, is no stranger to adversity. He absorbs, survives, and answers back, refusing to let the fight slip away. Still, the round belongs to Kuzmin. Momentum, once elusive, now leans his way. If the 5th round was Kuzmin's, the 6th is Khalidov's rebuttal. He storms out with urgency, planting his feet in the center of the ring, firing heavy combinations with bad intentions. A reverse 1-2 lands flush, snapping Kuzmin's head back. Kuzmin's timing falters, his counters miss, and suddenly, it's he who's asking questions. Blood appears near the eye, adversity stacking up. Khalidov smells it. He presses, unloading, refusing to let Kuzmin recover. The fight slows only when exhaustion demands it, both men leaning, breathing, stealing seconds. Kuzmin rallies late, landing a sharp combination at the bell, but the message is clear. This fight is still wide open, and danger lurks in every exchange. The 7th begins with both men staking their claim to the center of the ring, neither willing to retreat. They trade again, hooks, uppercuts, body shots, until in a split second, everything changes. Khalidov fires a left hook with perfect timing, the kind of punch heavyweights dream of. It lands clean. Kuzmin's legs betray him, his body wilts, and he stumbles toward the canvas. The referee doesn't hesitate. It's over. No count. The arena erupts as Murad Khalidov stands victorious, having done what no one else could, stop Sergei Kuzmin inside the distance. As Khalidov raises his arms, the significance settles in. Sergei Kuzmin, a man only ever beaten by world-class opposition, has been stopped for the first time. This isn't just a win, it's a statement. Khalidov, once sidelined by life, now announces himself as a problem in the heavyweight division. 11 wins, 11 victories, 6 knockouts. A new force emerges, forged in bare-knuckle brutality and proven under bright lights. Respect is shared. The crowd applauds both men, knowing they've witnessed something special. Heavy Impact wasn't just a tagline, it was a promise, fulfilled in blood, sweat, and courage.